Okay, so this is our game about graphing motion. They call it motion mappers, okay? This is the web page that as soon as you click on the link, it should go to. Okay, so you need to scroll down and see here, there's two different types of mode. There's control mode and input mode. It might start on control mode, but we're only going to work on input mode. So pay attention to that. It says it right there. You can click on it, and up here it tells you what it's scoring on. Notice it has 36 possible targets to reach under two things. One, you're going to set velocity, and you're going to look at two different types of graph: position versus time and velocity versus time. Then setting acceleration, there's a total of 10 different points on each one of those, 10 different boards on each of position versus time and velocity versus time. So this screen is what you're going to take a picture of once you've completed some boards. You're going to take a screenshot of it and upload it. However many you have of each of these, I'm going to multiply by 3. So 36 possibilities. If you get all of them, you get 100. If you get all but 2, you get 100. In fact, if you miss 3, you would still get a 99. So not too shabby. It has a little bit of a curve to it because some of them are tricky. But let's take a look at some of these that you might want to see. I have the music also canceled just because it's irritating. So let's look at the set velocity position versus time first. So it'll load, and notice there's this little game here. If you can't figure out this board, you can always click up here to go to the next one. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to position your little person, and you're going to position them where they need to start. Notice right here, they're going to start at 2. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. I'm going to place them at the 2 meter mark, and then I'm going to hit play. And this one, you can see on here, it wasn't moving at all. And so I didn't need to worry about it. Now we're on level 2, and it's going to sit still for a while at 2 meters, but then at 2 seconds, it's going to take off. And notice we now have a place to change or set a velocity. So we need to figure out what the velocity is on this slope right here. You're going to set the time for when you want it to start at that velocity, because obviously if it's a straight line, it's not moving at all for the first 2 seconds. So I have it at 2 down here. It's going to be fine for the first 2 seconds. I need to figure out what to do here. Now let me switch back over to where I can control this. So if you see, if you touch on it, it tells you what that point on the graph is. So right here, it's 2 seconds at 2 meters. And then by the time we get to 3 seconds, if I click over here, it's at 4 meters. So that means it's going up 2 and over 1. Up 2 over 1, rise over run, 2 divided by 1, it's a positive 2. So at 2 seconds, I want it to go 2 meters per second. And that's exactly what I'll do. I'll pick up here. Yes, let's go 2 seconds. Pick here, 2 meters per second. And we'll try that out. Sitting still, 2 meters per second. And it goes through. Okay, notice at this point, it gave me a check mark. Well, I clicked off of it too soon. If I go back, notice it gave me a check mark right here. If I go all the way back, so now at that home screen, you can see we completed 2 boards, and we have 2 out of 10 for the position versus time. There's 8 more boards that we'd have to complete there, 6 for velocity versus time, and then 10 for each position and velocity versus time under set acceleration. So set acceleration is a little bit more difficult. You might have an initial velocity, but you'll have to set acceleration through that. And remember, sometimes that's a curve on a position versus time graph. Anyway, once you get done with as many as you possibly can, then you're going to take a screenshot showing how much you got out of each one. Your totals here, remember the max you could get is 36. The totals multiplied by 3 will be your grade on this assignment, okay? So make sure you do it well, and then take a screenshot of as many as you can get. This is going to be a big grade, so make sure that you do it well. Now, for those of you that are interested in extra credit, if you come over here to control mode, Notice there's still another possibility for different ones. I've already done a couple in the velocity versus time. But whatever you do in here, this is all extra credit. Each board is considered a point of extra credit. And you would take a screenshot of this and upload it to the other page for the extra credit in order to get that, okay? So do your best.